What it do, Cuxties? It's your boy the Hater up in this piece. And I wanted to do a very quick video on a lost art in wrestling. The art that I'm talking about, obviously, is promos. Now, it's one thing to acknowledge the reality that we all know to be true, which is that everybody today, except for maybe CM Punk, I mean, I don't think he's good either, but he's probably the best one they got today. Everybody else is completely garbage at cutting promos. Nevertheless, you still want people to cut promos, right? Number one, promos are central to the storytelling element of wrestling. Number two, if everyone sucks at promos, the best way to get better at promos is to cut promos. Now, this is a lost art, so nobody really does it anymore. You know, you could look at my Raw review from yesterday, and you will see, for example, all of the things that I'm going to say now pointed out kind of in that video, right? Number one, we have people like Jey Uso. Jey Uso just doesn't cut promos. Let's be honest. He just comes out there, says one word, and then the crowd says yeet, and he says another word, the crowd says yeet, and he says two or three words, and the crowd says yeet. It doesn't matter what those words are. That's completely irrelevant, you know? The same thing is going to happen again and again and again with Jey Uso, irrespective of the words that he chooses. The fans are too stupid to expect anything from Jey Uso, or maybe they're too smart because, let's be honest, nobody expects anything from this jobber, right? But the promos are all the same, you know? Even when he says 3 or 4 words in a row, it's usually the same shit. I'm going to win. He doesn't cut promos on how anybody sucks. He doesn't cut promos on anything that matters in terms of storyline. He just comes out there and says, me, yeet, Jay, yeet, Uso, yeet, Will, yeet, win, yeet. That's it. That's the promo, right? Then you have Gunther, who, like, at this point, doesn't know what the fuck he's saying. He's been cutting the same promo his entire career. He sucks ass. Another person that's been cutting the same promo for his entire career is Paul Heyman. You know, he cut it for Brock Lesnar, now he cuts it for Roman Reigns. I can't believe this guy even makes money in this company. It's kind of a sad situation, right? Then you got Cookie Rhodes, who, you know, quite frankly, I haven't seen him on TV in a long time, and he hasn't cut a promo in a while, mostly because he's cut every promo there is to cut. He cuts the same promo, like, I believe in myself. And who else does that? Jey Uso, kind of, but Sami Zayn for sure. The only person that's out there trying, at least, is Drew McIntyre, but he's just not very good at it, right? Everybody else kind of says the same exact things. Then we've got wrestlers who are, I mean, relatively high up on the card. Like, we're talking Seth Rollins, the aforementioned Gunther, and of course, the biggest culprit of them all, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has maybe spoken about a paragraph and a half in the last year. You know what I mean? This is unacceptable. This is the world champion and essentially the center point of this company, right? Even when Triple H had his reign of terror, as the fans call it, right? He would cut a promo every week, and the promo, while not necessarily on the level of The Rock or Chris Jericho or even Stone Cold, the promo would discuss what's going on that week, and the promo would be used as a stepping stone to establish what's going to happen that day, and what's going to establish what's going to happen in the near future up until the next pay-per-view, right? Or obviously, if it was during WrestleMania season, what's going to happen at WrestleMania, you know, whatever the case may be, right? In addition, he would come out and the people around him would contribute to the promos, either with Ric Flair saying something, saying a few words, Randy Orton and Batista looking like Randy Orton and Batista. Nowadays, when Roman Reigns comes out, you have Jimmy Uso smiling and goofing around like a fucking idiot. You have Sami Zayn just being a comedy character in a serious stable. You know, then you have Jey Uso just doing nothing but making facial expressions. Now he's expanded his vocabulary by one word, yeet, right? Which, by the way, I'm fucking sick and tired of that shit, right? Same thing with the women, right? Nia Jax, in my opinion, has been carrying this women's division for like a year now. You know what I mean? Liv Morgan has helped too, but quite frankly, she hasn't followed up in the slightest during this time. So, you know, there you have it. It is what it is. Next up, we got to talk about the worst one of them all in the women's division. Rhea bloody Ripley. Rhea Ripley is fucking boring, all right? There's nothing exciting about her. When she was in the Judgment Day, and they were like, you know, the original Judgment Day, where they were like violent sociopaths that would put like, you know, the leg of a chair in someone's mouth and like hurt them with it, or do concertos to like Beth Phoenix. That was pretty cool because she didn't need to speak, right? The actions spoke for themselves. Now, Rhea Ripley's contributions to this show can pretty much be summarized, in my opinion, with just she comes out and her entrance music always plays, no matter what she's doing. If she's interfering, it always plays. If she's coming in after a match, it always plays. It always plays. This is a very special privilege that she enjoys, and quite frankly, she doesn't deserve it. You know what I mean? She's like pegged as this like future of the wrestling business, but quite frankly, she's the present of the wrestling business, and she's boring as shit. She won the title back, but it doesn't really feel like she did. I don't know why. It just doesn't, motherfucks. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Another thing that is missing that would obviously help out the promos are the storylines that would then lead to reasonable promos. You know, for example, Kevin Owens, like, I won't say he cut a good promo, but he is at least moving in the right direction. He is starting to establish his path to WrestleMania, his own road to WrestleMania, if you will. I think this road is going to culminate with him and Sami Zayn having a meaningless match, but nevertheless, you know, that has to happen once. Unfortunately, we all know that there has to be a WrestleMania main event that involves Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens where they wrestle each other, right? The good news is that even though we know this, we're not going to get it. We're not going to get a main event. We're going to get like a third match on night one. This has third match on night one written all over it. You know what I mean? Like Logan Paul will have a bigger moment at WrestleMania than both of these guys combined, right? So there you have it. It's early, but we all know that Sami Zayn is not going to win the Royal Rumble, and we all know that Kevin Owens is not going to win the title from Cucky, and therefore we all know that the probability of both of these things happening is effectively zero. So with that being said, the match is going to have to be a meaningless one. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. That's how it's going to be. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, but, you know, they suck. So what can you say about that? Now, with all of this being said, we must also consider a few other realities, right? The manager game. There's no managers anymore. Even Paul Heyman is kind of like, he's a very interesting guy because he doesn't even operate anymore as the manager of Roman Reigns or the Bloodline. He's just kind of like the guy that shows up while Roman Reigns is doing nothing with his life, you know? And another thing, the last thing that I want to talk about, because this is just lazy booking and lazy writing, right? There is this new trend of someone coming out and starting to cut a promo, and basically every single time they get interrupted like immediately. Now I understand that the wrestling formula is what the wrestling formula is. You know, Triple H comes out as the champion, he cuts a 10-minute promo, then The Rock comes out and cuts a 5-minute promo, right? But Triple H first cuts the 10-minute promo. That is mandatory. You understand? You need the Triple H promo in order to get The Rock promo afterwards. Nowadays, someone who has no promo skills like Jey Uso comes out, then they pretend they're going to cut a promo. Now this wastes a lot of time, and they say nothing. Then Gunther comes out, and he also says nothing. So nothing happens. Like, if you look at the segments, it's like 50% is an entrance, and like 20% is them just like looking at each other, and 30% is like talking, right? And that's unacceptable when the segment is like 20 minutes long, you know? If it's a 5-minute segment, fine. You know, cut a quick promo, but these are long-ass segments. And this is, in my opinion, the worst thing that's happening. It's indicative of the fact that the WWE is not confident in anybody's promo cutting abilities. And as a direct consequence of anybody's promo quality abilities being basically zero, we are not allowed to get any promos. We get promo interruptions. And this is just stupid. It just shows that they don't know what to do. They have 3 hours that they don't need, so they have to waste it on bullshit like Jey Uso's like 10-minute entrance. You know, this is fucking Jey Uso. It's not The Undertaker, playa. If it was The Undertaker, you get a 10-minute entrance because you have to sell the fact that this is The Undertaker. You don't have to sell the fact this is Jey Uso because it's Jey Uso. We already know Jey Uso. Jey Uso is a colossal jobber. So, you know, we need to fix this completely. And then we have people like CM Punk, who, like on Raw, didn't even have the decency to come to the ring to cut the promo. He just went to the crowd. Easier entrance, easier exit. He could have rolled in, cut the promo, and left for all we know. That's probably exactly what he did. Because, you know, he doesn't watch this shit. Doesn't give a flying butt. But anyways, that's how that goes. So, in summation, we need people in WWE, the higher-ups, to understand that compelling storylines need compelling promos, and vice versa. Compelling promos obviously need compelling storylines. And with that being said, cuckolds, take care of yourselves, cut a promo, and go fuck your own ass.